Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Molly and this is Good Wellbeing ASMR. So today I'm going to be doing a soft-spoken ramble about some of my favourite TV shows. I've got the pictures on my old iPhone and I've written a few facts about the shows on some piece of paper, so you might hear paper sounds in the background. I thought it'd be a nice thing to do today. I was going to do it as a whispering video because I know I said I was going to do alternate soft-spoken and whispering. However, after looking at my analytics, I think it's quite clear that people tend to prefer my soft-spoken. So I thought I'd do that today. However, I will go back to doing a whispering video, and if I don't get through all of the TV shows that I've got here today and I end up doing a part 2, then I might do that one as whispering. So yeah, if you do prefer my whispering videos, I will still upload some, but I think going forward it seems to be soft-spoken is the preference by a lot of people. So before I get into the main part of the video, just my usual thank you to anybody who has supported the channel, to anyone who has subscribed, liked, commented, or even just been watching them. I really do appreciate it, so thank you very much. And apologies for the slight delay with uploading. I am having a very busy time at the moment, but I still do want to make ASMR content, so hopefully I'll have a bit more time going forward and be able to upload a bit quicker. Okay, getting on to the main part of the video. So the first one in my selection of TV shows that I really like, we've got, and I'm going to show the picture, The Good Wife. So, The Good Wife. It is an American legal and political drama series. It ran from 2009 to 2016, and there are 7 seasons in total. The main character, who is Alicia Florrick, is played by Juliana Margulies. And in the show, she is the wife of the former state's attorney. So I watched this when it first came out, but I was quite young, and I don't think I completely understood it. I didn't really know much about American politics at the time, and it is quite political. So I'm really pleased I rewatched it relatively recently, because obviously I understood the show much more now, and it's quite topical. I also really enjoy courtroom-based dramas, so it's very much my type of drama series. I enjoy that element, but also in terms of this TV show, I think it is fantastic because of the character relationships. So the friendships, the romantic relationships, the working dynamics, it's just all very tense, exciting, and there's a lot of sad parts. There's a lot of elements to it where you kind of don't agree with what a lot of the characters are doing, but yet in other areas you feel sorry for them. It's really, I would say, emotionally stimulating. But yeah, fantastic acting throughout. I mean, Archie Punjabi, she's a British actor, so I've seen her in some British TV shows. But yeah, and there's Christine Baranski. I'm a big fan of her. She was in The Grinch and Mamma Mia, so I've seen her in many other things. But yeah, no, it's a fantastic TV show in my opinion. I think it is quite popular in America, but actually I think it is popular in the UK, but just funnily enough, not many of my friends seem to have watched it, although I do encourage them to. But yeah, one of my favourite drama series, I would say. So moving on, sorry for the reflection, we have The Good Fight. It's a spin-off show from The Good Wife. Again, it's a legal and political based drama series. The themes involve things like justice, resistance, power, corruption, identity, ethics, those types of things. It's been said to be a bit more experimental than The Good Wife. There are some elements to it that I think, from reading Reddit pages and seeing sort of other people's opinions, some people aren't as much of a fan because for some people I think it comes over maybe a little bit silly in parts, but I still really enjoyed it. I don't think it was as serious, and maybe this is just my opinion, but as high quality as The Good Wife, but I still thought it was fantastic and still really liked it. There's 6 seasons. I loved season 1 and 2. I thought that was on par with The Good Wife and just very, very good. There's brilliant acting in it, and again, like I was saying with The Good Wife, it's the relationships in there, it's the excitement, it's the script writing, it's brilliant. So yeah, I did love it, but season 1 and 2 definitely my favourite. I did not like season 3. There was a character who I really just felt like changed the whole tone, and I wasn't a fan of it. So in my opinion, yeah, it's a great show, but just not as good as The Good Wife. So the next TV show I have here is Friends. It is one of the most popular TV sitcoms ever, and it is my all-time favourite TV programme, I would say. So yeah, it's up there as the best in my opinion. It's a comedy, it's set in New York City, and it follows the lives and relationships, love, friendships, career developments, and just going into adulthood of these 6 friends. So it ran for 10 seasons, 1994 to 2004, with a total of 236 episodes. I mean, I am such a fan. When me and my husband got married, we actually had a ballad slowed down version of the main theme song as our first dance, so I think that does show that we are big fans. Also, I like the song because yeah, there's some nice lyrics to it. But yeah, in terms of the characters, we have Joey, Monica, Ross, Rachel, Chandler and Phoebe. And I actually do know the actors. We've got Matt LeBlanc, Courtney Cox, David Schwimmer, Jennifer Aniston, Matthew Perry, who unfortunately passed away recently, which is really sad, and Lisa Kudrow. So yeah, like I said, it follows their lives. It's very, very funny. I think now some people sort of say it's quite dated. Maybe some of the jokes people don't find as funny now, but it was of its time, and it still makes me laugh. And I feel like it's just one of those feel-good TV shows that if you're having a bad day, it can just lighten the mood a bit. But yeah, brilliant comedy acting from all of them as well. So my top TV show. So moving on, a similar one, we have The Big Bang Theory. This one is also an American sitcom. This one ran for a couple more series. We've got 12 seasons, 2007 to 2019. It's set in California, and I'll name the characters. We have Amy, Leonard, Sheldon, Penny, Raj, Howard and Bernadette. I don't actually know all the actors' name off by heart, but obviously I know Jim Parsons. He's very, very famous, and I'm not very good at pronouncing, but I think it is Kaylee Cuoco. She's brilliant. So yeah, some fantastic acting. Again, I think to make a comedy series good, it has to be like the right actors, in terms of like their delivery and also like their rapport and relationship with the others. So, which they've got on point with this one. It is like relatively similar to Friends, but the difference is we have the science element, so it's scientists, and then Penny, who was trying to be an actress. But yeah, another TV show that I'm a big fan of. I do think I prefer Friends, but this probably comes in with a close second in terms of comedy shows. So next we have Squid Game. So this is quite a different series compared to the others I've just spoken about. This series is a thriller or drama, would also be classified as dystopian, I think. It's Korean, so I watched it with subtitles. There are 3 seasons. It was 2021 when it first came out. It's on Netflix. And what happens is the contestants, who are all in debt and needing money quite badly, play some childhood games for a cash prize. But if they lose the game, then they die. So it's quite a horrific and tense part to the TV show. And I think it's quite a unique concept, which is why, particularly the first season, it was so big. But yeah, it looks at actually some quite important topics like economic inequalities, and there's like morality and survival elements to it. So I think that's also partly why it's so popular. And it's very visually striking. Like even the tracksuits that they wear, it's all very artistically done, which I think contributes again to its success. But yeah, I found it very exciting, quite scary at some parts. But yeah, season 1, fantastic, like up there in my top TV experiences, but I don't think season 2 and 3 were on the same quality level. I didn't like some of the new characters in the second season. However, that's just my opinion. I'm sure other people like them all just as much. But yeah, season 1 was a standout to me, and then the others were good, but just not as good in my opinion. So the next one is Line of Duty. It's a BBC drama. There are 6 seasons in total, and it ran from 2012 to 2021. So it's a British police drama about anti-corruption. And in the TV show, these 3 are in a unit called AC12, and they uncover links to organised crime. And it's quite interesting because they actually bring like real life stories into the drama series. So obviously there's fictional elements to it, but they do make reference to real life corruption that has happened. Actors, we've got Vicky McClure and Martin Compston, and there's also some quite famous actors that have guest starred. So we've had like Keely Hawes and Stephen Graham. But yeah, it's like a fantastic BBC drama series. It's one of the probably highest quality dramas that I've seen. It's obviously very exciting, fantastic acting, great script writing, and yeah, there's some tense and upsetting parts as per usual in these types of genres, but yeah, it's definitely worth a watch if you can access it. Next we have Only Fools and Horses. Sorry for the reflection, if there is any. So Only Fools and Horses, it is a British TV sitcom, and it ran for 7 seasons and had 16 Christmas specials over quite a long period of time. So it was like 1981 to 1991, but then the Christmas specials sort of lasted up until 2003. And it's a very famous British TV sitcom. It's set in Peckham, and it stars David Jason, who plays Del Boy, Nicholas Lyndhurst, who plays Rodney, and yeah, they're brothers in the show, and it's just kind of like what they get up to in terms of trying to make money with like some of Del Boy's crazy schemes. There are 64 episodes. Again, it's one of those TV shows that like it was made like back in the 80s. There are jokes in it now that I don't think would probably be appropriate, and also it's just so dated, like when you look at just in terms of the technology on there, and I suppose like the culture, but yeah, it is quite an old show, but I've still got some love for it, and I think a lot of people are still big fans of it. I think my dad was a big fan and he got me into it, yeah, it is pretty funny, but like I said, if anyone started watching it now, it would be considered quite dated, but there are some really, really funny scenes. Okay, moving on to Doctor Who. So, I'm going to be very honest, I love Doctor Who, but only a few seasons. So I am a fan, but not a massive fan, because the ones I liked was just Rose and the Doctor. So I was in David Tennant, or Christopher Eccleston actually, he first was the Doctor when I started watching it, and then David Tennant took over. But yeah, Billie Piper, who played the character of Rose, she was like my favourite character, and I loved these 2 full seasons that they were in together, which was I think 2005, 2006. So yeah, it's a big part of my TV viewing and I was a huge fan of their connection, relationship, and the stories that went with it. I can remember so many of them. However, I don't particularly watch Doctor Who now, and I didn't see the old ones, because I know obviously I think David Tennant's like the 10th Doctor, so there are so many before him, but I never saw those. So yeah, Doctor Who would be up there in my top TV shows, but only really this season, or the 2 seasons that these 2 characters are involved. But yeah, I just think they had such a good connection, and as I said, I loved some of the stories that went with it. I think now if I watch Doctor Who, I'd just find it potentially a little bit young, but maybe I should give it another go. Okay, moving on to Modern Family. It's another American TV sitcom. It ran for 11 seasons, had 250 episodes, it follows the lives of 3 diverse but interrelated family setups living in suburban LA. So we have Claire and Phil, and they're married, and then they've got kids Alex and Hayley, who's over there, and Luke, and then there's also Mitchell and Cam. So Mitchell is the brother of Claire, and Mitchell and Cam are together, and they have Lily, who's their daughter, and then Gloria marries Jay, and Jay is Mitchell and Claire's dad, those 2 have Joe and Gloria's son Manny from her previous relationship. The TV show is based on the whole family, and it's really funny. Like, I'm a big fan as well as Big Bang Theory and Friends. I feel like this is up there. I thought season 1 and 3 were the best and the most amazing. I do think it slightly gets less funny as it goes on, but I still enjoy it. I just think season 1 and 3 were the best. But yeah, fantastic acting, great script writing, really, really funny TV show. So, Big Little Lies, which is based on a book. It's a psychological drama with some slight sort of comical elements to it. There is a bit of sort of dark comedy sometimes. It was aired on HBO 2017 to 2019, and there are 2 seasons. So it's got a fantastic cast. It's got Reese Witherspoon, Nicole Kidman, Shailene Woodley, Alexandra Skarsgård, Zoe Kravitz, Meryl Streep and Laura Dern. So it's got an absolutely incredible cast. There's amazing cinematography. It looks stunning. Follows the lives of these women in an affluent community, navigating motherhood relationships. I would put like a trigger warning in that there are some really upsetting themes throughout. So yeah, maybe look at sort of the guidance first to see if it's something that you'd want to watch. But I put it up there as a very, very good TV series, but quite upsetting in some areas. Next I have Scrubs. So this is a comedy. It's a medical sitcom. There are 9 seasons, although I only see it as 8 seasons because they did like the whole ending at the end of the 8th season, and they did like, I wouldn't say it's a spin-off, but they just introduced so many new characters in season 9, and to me it just didn't work. They weren't very likeable characters, the new ones, and to me it just was terrible compared to the high quality of the 8 seasons of Scrubs. So yes, there's 9 seasons, but I'm someone who views it as 8 seasons, with the finale episode in season 8 being so emotional. It's probably one of the best endings of a TV sitcom. I was like welling up when I watched it. But yeah, so it's set in a hospital. It's got Zach Braff and Sarah Chalke. Oh, I don't know if I pronounced that right. I think it's Sarah Chalke. I could be wrong, apologies. And Donald Faison. It was 2001 to 2008. But yeah, it's just such a funny TV show, and I've worked within healthcare myself, and there are some like sort of funny elements that come with the job. So yeah, I kind of like the sense of humour that's being used. Some really cool characters, and again, I always think like a lot of the time the emotional connection between characters is important, like whether it's a comedy, a thriller or anything, and you can sort of really believe that within this TV show. Some really good friendships and romances, and even the disagreements that happen, I do think is quite good. So yeah, brilliant acting as well, and up there. I think when it comes to these TV sitcoms, my top will be Friends always, probably followed by Big Bang. When it comes to Modern Family and Scrubs, I don't know. I think they might tie. Okay, right, this is another comedy TV show. I feel like I've got a lot of comedies in this list. But this one is a British sitcom. It was written by James Corden and Ruth Jones. And it's called Gavin and Stacy. It's quite funny because it's like only 3 seasons, but actually it started in 2007 and then finished in 2024. So yeah, it was long running, but not many episodes or seasons overall. But it's set in both Wales, which is where Stacey's from, and Essex, which is where Gavin is from. And it's to do with their relationship, but there's also the other elements in terms of the families to them, and how they all get on. And yeah, it's a really, really nice, funny TV show. And Alison Steadman, who is Gavin's mum, she's fantastic. She's so funny. And the Christmas special in 2024, 2024, I felt like was just perfect. A really good ending, and I was quite emotional. I did tear up. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I do have quite a few others actually, but just looking at the time, I do need to get going, get to work, so I'm going to have to stop, but I will do a part 2 most likely, if people enjoy this one. I might do whispering for the next one, I'll see, but yeah, I hope it's been relaxing. I hope people have either fell asleep to it or have some tingles, or just even found it maybe just an interesting chat about TV shows. But yeah, if anyone has seen any of those or has anything to say about them, feel free to pop it in the comments. But all I can say is thanks very much for watching. If you do like my content, then please do subscribe. And if there is any particular topics in videos people would like me to do, please let me know, and if I can do them I will do. But other than that, I hope everybody has a relaxing, lovely rest of your day, evening or night, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye everybody, bye.